Welcome YouTube world. Welcome to Netta 27. Welcome to Netta 27's channel. On this channel, I talk boxing, football, basketball. Um, see, today is the 13th of March. Today we're talking boxing. This topic is about the welterweight prospect Blair Cobbs. Is Blair Cobbs a real contender for the welterweight title? Is Blair Cobbs a real threat to the welterweight title? Um, I found out about this young man. Saw a video on Dante Boxing Nation. Blair Cobbs is a welterweight prospect who is 15-0 with one draw, 10 knockouts. He'll be fighting March 19th on the DAZN undercard. March 19th on the DAZN boxing undercard. Anyway, what gained my attention when I saw the video, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. This is what I saw the video, where during the media day, boxing media day, Blair Cobbs was talking a lot of smack about Jarrod Ennis and particularly Errol Spence. He called Errol Spence an alcoholic. He called Errol Spence a coward because he hadn't fought Terrence Crawford yet. He claimed that Jarrod Ennis is where he is at because he's had a bunch of easy fights and so on and so forth. So after hearing this young man talk this smack, I decided to go and do a little research on him and to watch a couple of his fights, watch a couple of his previous fights, which I did via YouTube. So I saw a couple of his fights and did some more background on this fighter, Blair Cobbs. And like I said, he's 15-0 with 10 knockouts, one draw. He's in the welterweight division. He's a southpaw fighter. He's 5'10", I believe, 5'10", which is kind of tall for welterweight, which is good. Decent record. He's not ranked by any of the top organizations as of yet. But to my surprise, he's 33 years old. 33 years old, which is older than Errol Spence, older than Jarrod Ennis, and he's still a prospect. And what I gained from watching his fights, Blair Cobb, his two previous fights, wasn't very impressed. Wasn't very impressed at all. And I always look for the best. I always look for, the good things a fighter do and also look for flaws. I saw more flaws than good things when I watched Blair Cobb's last two fights. Like I said, wasn't very impressed. He fights straight up. His head is straight in the air. It's easy to pot shot him with right hands, lead right hands. He throws his punches as if he's still an amateur. Very poor punch placement. Very poor. No leverage at all on his punches. Very bad distancing as far as distancing, getting himself into range to properly throw punches and land punches correctly. Very poor. Poor foot placement. No ring generalship at all. A very sloppy fighter. Very sloppy. No jab whatsoever. A little pity pat jab. Not a real solid, accurate jab. None whatsoever. Defense is very, very shaky. Very shaky. So, in all honesty, after watching this young man, Blair Cobbs, his last two fights, I'm not impressed at all, and I think the average boxing fan wouldn't be impressed at all either. However, he is fighting on the March 19th DAZN. This is next Saturday. He'll be on the DAZN boxing undercard where he's fighting another, I believe, undefeated fighter whose name I can't think of. So let's see how Blair Cobbs performs this coming Saturday on the DAZN undercard, boxing undercard, this Saturday, March 19th. Let's see what he does. But as it stands right now, in my opinion, uh, he needs to keep his mouth shut. He hasn't proven anything. He's not even ranked in none of the top 10 organizations. He hasn't beaten nobody. He has a very poor skill set. He still fights like an amateur. His defense isn't tight at all. If he gets in there with somebody who really knows how to fight, they're going to take him out in 4 to 5 rounds. He got a long way to go. And for him to be 33 years old, not a good look. Now, I understand if you get a late start of boxing, that's not a death sentence, so to speak, but you got to have real talent, like had been, say, a long-time amateur, to where you can fast track to a championship fight and still be in your 30s. But he don't have that type of talent. It seems like he has more talent running his mouth and putting shade on other people, personalized, than he is on displaying talent in the actual boxing ring. He has a long way to go. And he really got a lot of work to do in the ring. And, my advice to him and other young fighters as well, you may have your opinions about other people and other fighters or whatever in your industry, whatever it may be, but you need to keep your mouth shut until you do something great. One thing about Muhammad Ali, he did a lot of talking, but he backed it up over and over and over again. And he had talent to back it up. And he had heart to back up whatever he said. And he fought greats, the greats, the greatest of all time, greatest heavyweight fighters of all time. So he had the credibility to say the things that he said. This young man hasn't done nothing. And he don't have a whole lot of talent. And he don't have a whole lot of time because he's 33 years old. So like I said, he's entitled to his opinion, but he needs to keep his mouth shut, work on his game, and work on his own personal life. And as far as anybody being cursed, we all make mistakes. That's not being cursed. That's being a human being. Okay? How you overcome those mistakes, that displays the true content of your character. So running your mouth and pointing fingers about other people don't make you look any different. It don't make you look any different. So once again, Blair Cobbs, you need to keep your mouth shut, concentrate on your career, and try to do something big in your boxing career. And stay out of other people's business. And by the way, Jarrod Ennis will take you out in 2 rounds. You are no match for Jarrod Ennis. None whatsoever. He has a much higher skill set than you have. He throws his punches properly and with power and with speed. Errol Spence will probably take you out in 1 or 2 rounds. You have no skill set to threaten anybody, homie. You got a lot of work to do on your boxing. Because from what I see, you ain't nothing but a C-level fighter. And you running out of time because, once again, you are 33 years old. So let this be a lesson to all young fighters. Don't start running your mouth against other fighters who already established when you haven't done shit. Worry about what you got to do and keep it moving and keep getting better. Until then, keep your mouth shut. But anyway, that's all I got to say. Once again, we'll see what Blair Cobbs look like in his upcoming fight this Saturday, since he's been talking all that cap against Errol Spence and Jarrod Ennis. So we'll see. We'll be watching March 19th on the DAZN boxing undercard. We'll see how Blair Cobbs looks in his fight this coming Saturday. That's all I got for now. Welcome again, once again, Net27. Welcome to this YouTube channel. If you like, please like the video, subscribe. I got some more stuff coming. Peace.